Hey, it's Johnny Marks. Thank you so much for checking out the Marks in the Morning podcast. Remember, you can listen to myself, Carrie Mack, and JP weekdays from 6 to 10 live on K92.3.
Rise and shine. Get out of bed. It's time to get your day started. This is Marks in the Morning on K92.3.
Can I get a countdown?
3, 2, 1.
It's Friday, made it to the weekend. It's also going to be nice and warm today from the sounds of it. Yeah, that's right. I said it. About 18 degrees is nice and warm. It's Marks in the Morning on K92.3. Good morning, Carrie Mack. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm pretty good. I'm ready to start the weekend off here. We got, of course, the second to last weekend in February. But boy, I feel like this month is moving really fast. We're already to a point where we're talking about so many things here on K92.3 that are coming up in March. We've started talking about summer stuff like Buchanan County Fair. We announced the Big Justin Moore Show, and we did that a couple weeks back. So I feel like everybody in Iowa is ready to move out of February. Is that kind of the impression you get?
I think so, too, from what I've seen. Everyone's just excited because there's actual stuff to do and get done.
There's a lot to look forward to, a lot on the horizon. So there's that. Speaking of, we got a lot of good stuff on this show today. Another word from Carrie coming up. Carrie's word of the day. Dad Joke 101 later on. We do that about 8 o'clock, a little after 8 o'clock on Fridays. JP has his kids today, so he won't be here for the early part of the show. In other words, today I get to be the judge. Am I a dad? No. But I'm more of a dad than Carrie is a mom because I have 3 cats. And I know you do. You have a cat, but it's back home.
2 cats and they're back home.
Yes.
I don't have full custody. It's part-time custody.
See, I'm a full-blown cat dad. So we'll get to that later on in the show. But I'm excited. My standard's very high, so it's going to be a tough day for you. And a lot more good stuff on Marks in the Morning. I don't want to hear about it. It's Marks in the Morning. I have people in my family, namely my father, very, very excited about this new Mars rover. It's called Perseverance. And it just landed on Mars the other day. JP, our own JP, he's so fascinated with that kind of stuff. I give him credit because it landed in the middle of the day yesterday and it was live. They had like a live webcam feed from the little machine as it landed. But my dad was just blowing up my phone yesterday. He's retired, and that's fine. He's earned the right to blow up my phone at 12 noon on a weekday. But he is going on and on about how cool it is and how great it is. This is a guy who doesn't like sci-fi movies, but he'll sit there and watch a Mars rover. So I don't want to hear about it. Mm-hmm. I don't think you should be allowed to love space stuff if you don't even like Star Wars or Star Trek or any of that. Now, James, he loves all that stuff. He's a big Star Wars guy, so he's allowed, but not my dad. What do you think, Carrie? Should I confront him about this?
I think you should in a Maury-style sort of situation as well. No, but that's really cool that he's really excited about it.
I know it is. I'm just giving him a hard time.
I know a lot of guys who are super excited about this, and obviously a lot of women too. But it's just like I feel like guys and dads are given the freedom to just nerd out about this sort of stuff.
Well, it is in a way. It's really fascinating. If you haven't been following, we have a link on our K92.3 app that was posted a couple days ago during the build-up, and we moved it back to the top of the page the other day so you could tap into the camera if you were interested. But the machine, Perseverance, sent back its first photos yesterday, very quickly, right after it landed. And what it's using, and I think this is both kind of cool and sort of kind of scary. So the machine is using a laser to eliminate rocks, small little rocks, so that it can move.
Pew, 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 pew.
Yeah. And it's trying to analyze soil. And what it's really doing is it's looking for Martians on Mars. Ancient life, probably dead now, obviously. If it encountered anything alive, that would be very interesting. It also has, this sounds like something out of a video game, this little rover has a small helicopter that will come out of the machine and cruise around. It has microphones, and it will capture audio on Mars for the first time in human history. I think that's all really fascinating, but I'll wait till it's all said and done and watch the movie.
Yeah.
I still like the Matt Damon movie where he gets trapped on Mars. To me, that's nonfiction. I'm just going to assume it's real.
I think the one with Anne Hathaway is more real.
I haven't seen that one. What's that one now?
I don't know. I thought they were the same movie, in all honesty.
No, the Matt Damon one, he's like the only one in the whole movie.
Oh, good for him.
He's just up there by himself.
Yeah, and Anne Hathaway has to have a man with her. Look at that. That's just society
Yeah,
at
you
its
would.
finest.
You would. I didn't know that Anne Hathaway had a Mars movie.
Yeah. It was the one where it's she says, it was 1 hour here, but it's 7 hours on Earth, right? It's 7 years on Earth. Aaron knows. What do you know?
Skyscraper, what's it called?
Interstellar.
Thank you, buddy. Have you seen it? Yeah. Okay. And you have too, apparently, Carrie.
No.
Oh.
I've seen
No wonder you had troubles with the name.
I've seen it on like social media because of all of this stuff going on, actually.
Well, I'll check it out. I'm very into this whole. I just wish it wasn't at noon or whatever time it was yesterday, because I was playing catch up last night and trying to see all these photos, and it's pretty cool. It really is. But my dad's super into it. Could I get him to go to a Star Wars movie as a kid? No. But we did see that Matt Damon Mars movie together.
Yeah, but this is different. This is actual real life stuff. You're not going to find like a Wookiee or a Chewbacca on Mars.
We don't know that. You might.
No.
In the movie The Martian, Matt Damon grows potatoes on Mars. What's more far-fetched, a guy growing potatoes on Mars or running into a Chewbacca? We don't know.
Running into a Chewbacca.
Time will tell. Time will tell. All right, it's Mark's in the morning. He would be very hot up there, a Chewbacca, because they're much closer to the sun. So you're probably not going to find a Chewbacca. I'll give you that.
Well, Matt Damon's pretty hot up there too.
All right, look at you. All right, here's an interesting. We'll do random facts in a little bit. This is very fascinating to me. What is Iowa's least favorite food? Every state has disdain for a different food, according to a study by Zippia. And ours, we share with 11 other states. I actually really like, but there's a couple on the list that I totally get why that you would hate them. But I'm going to share with you Iowa's and a few of the other states, and you tell me what you think. It's Mark's in the morning.
Are some random facts.
Well, we all have foods we don't like. As kids, you tend to lean towards the healthy stuff. Broccoli, ew. But as you get older, you find culinary ways to make certain foods better. But there's still always going to be at least one food that you despise. For the state of Iowa, I don't know how you could guess this one, Carrie, so I'm going to give you a clue and we'll see if you guess it. It's an unpopular but somewhat common pizza topping.
Pineapple?
No. Anchovies.
I knew it would be anchovies.
Did you?
And you like anchovies.
I do. I like anchovies a lot, but I don't like them on pizza. I don't like the overly. I don't really. Yeah. I mean, I don't mind them on pizza, but I don't. I'm going to stop because I don't know. I don't know. I do kind of like anchovies.
How do you eat them?
Right out of a can.
Oh my god!
Sardines and anchovies. You can get sardines in a can. You can get anchovies in a little can.
Oh my gosh!
First of all, they keep for like 10 years. You can give them to a 10 or 11-year-old and say, "Eat these on your graduation day," and they'll taste just as good.
Or just as bad. Johnny, oh my gosh. You have the weirdest taste in foods.
I do. So Iowa's least favorite food is anchovies. We share that with Missouri, Wisconsin, Nebraska. I mean, right on down through Texas. Pretty much draw a straight line south. Minnesota and the Dakotas' least favorite food is eggplant. I love anchovies. I do not like eggplant. So I'm born in Minnesota, so I'm going to take that one. I'm going to claim that one. Eggplant does nothing for me. By the way, anybody who hates eggplant, you can't use the emoji anymore. Sorry. Gotta dump it off. Other states' least favorite foods include beets in Florida and Louisiana. Guess they're not wearing the headphones down there. Your home state of Pennsylvania, it's sushi.
Okay, that's interesting because we always eat the grocery store sushi.
Well, that's probably why you hate it.
Yeah, probably because there's so much of it.
Olives was a popular answer. Illinois, for example, went with olives. Let's see here. Oh, look at this one. This should have been Iowa. Massachusetts, well done steak. That should be a felony. Well done steak should be a felony. It was also Connecticut. Connecticut and Massachusetts, well done steak. Thank you.
But that's a very bougie thing to be your least favorite food. Like,
yeah.
When it's medium rare, I love that.
Yes.
Well done, cannot stand it. Oh my God. Of course it's up there in the coastal area.
Well, good for them, because that should be a crime. My mom loves her steak well done. I remember as a kid going to restaurants with her, and they would say, "Okay, how would you like your steak?" And she'd say, "I'd like it to come out looking like a hockey puck."
Oh.
And I tried some, and it tasted like a hockey puck too. So there's a special place for her in the next line.
Oh my goodness!
Turkey bacon was also a pretty popular answer, more out west and for some reason Alaska. And only one state picked pickles, and that would be Hawaii. I know that should be disgraced. They should be disgraced for that.
I'm not going to Hawaii now just because they don't like pickles, but I will probably. I want to do that someday.
Other items that didn't make any state's list but still got a lot of votes, and this was all done based on Google searches. Cottage cheese, tuna, liver, tomatoes, and peas. I like tomatoes, but I don't like tomatoes as tomatoes. They have to be turned into something else. Does that make sense?
Like a transformer?
Well, that would be awesome. No, like salsa or hot sauce or marinara.
I don't think anyone likes to eat a tomato like an apple.
No,
you're
probably not.
it.
But my wife likes to cut them up in the summer and eat them with salt and mozzarella.
Okay, no, that's kind of cool and bougie. I appreciate
It's
that.
not bad. It's not bad, but I can only have about one. And then I don't know what it is about tomatoes, but they are very polarizing. A lot of people will throw a sandwich away if there's a slice of tomato on it.
Yeah, the juices kind of flow throughout.
Yeah, I think that's it. The texture is. Ugh. All right, we'll move on. It's Marks in the Morning, and we've got news and weather coming up next on Marks in the Morning. Also, Carrie's going to teach us a new word of the day. No pressure, but it's Friday. This better be a good one because we're going to be reciting it all weekend. We'll get to that coming up in just a bit. Friday is upon us. The weekend is here. It's going to be a pretty nice day today, temperature-wise, at least all things considered. We're looking at a high right around 18 or so degrees. We're at about 10 right now, so things will warm up even more. And then snow coming this weekend. The United States has the most snow coverage right now, as we sit here, as we speak, than ever in recorded history. So since records began. Think about that for a second. February 19th, 2020, the United States, 73% of this country, that does include Alaska and Hawaii, have snow on the ground. Doesn't that sound weird? Mm-hmm. Texas is such a massive state, biggest state in the continental 48. Covered in snow. A lot of it's melting now in parts like Dallas and all that, but they still have quite a bit. Nashville, if you've watched some of your favorite country stars on, social media, Amber from Taste of Country Nights, who's out there. I love watching her stuff on social media. They have snow, like actual, it's not melting right now. I'll show you a picture, Carrie. And by the way, this is right off our app. You can check it out yourself. There's a snow coverage map. Isn't that crazy? They're a beautiful state of Florida sitting there all by itself with no snow. Otherwise, it's pretty much everywhere. Mm-hmm. Georgia looks like it's getting by okay. South Carolina, but otherwise, it's snow everywhere. Mm-hmm. Of course, we're covered, and we'll get more. The Dakotas, everything. So, pretty cool stat. And I think, I'm not a big weather geek like our buddy James is, but I think that's kind of neat. So, most since recorded history covered snow cover right now.
Yeah, it's also so interesting that it's happening now because I feel like obviously with the vaccine trying to get that rolled out, that makes it so much harder.
Yeah.
But also people are staying inside. So from what I've been reading, the COVID numbers have been going down as well.
Mother Nature's like, all right, fine, I'm going to help you guys out here.
Just stay inside, please.
All right, Texas. She blows all that snow right in, cold air.
But isn't this so strange because it's like a good and a bad thing at the very same time?
It is. It is very strange. And my concern would be driving and people getting hurt because you never want to see that. And now it's gotten to a point in parts of Texas, like their wind turbines have frozen up. They don't winterize them. We do here in Iowa. You go out through the field, especially go up 35W heading towards Minnesota. It's not 35W, just 35 going north, heading towards Minnesota. And there's tons of wind turbines. You don't have to go out far out of the Cedar Valley to see them either. But if they're still running, they're winterized. Mm-hmm. And up there, I don't know if they got some guy with a big can of WD-40 or what, but they're not doing that. So they're frozen up. So they're having problems with electricity. They're having problems with natural gas. And so I get what you're saying, but I do feel for them if
I
do frozen.
Too. Yes, of course.
I won't feel so bad for them in about a week when it's 75 degrees. But right now, I feel for them.
Yeah, it's just I've seen a lot of videos of people in Texas. I saw this one video of a empty parking lot, but there's one car, and that car had like a bunch of water spill on it, and it froze. So the car's frozen in the parking lot.
Oh no! It's just like, still stuck there.
Yeah, it's like if you've watched the Chronicles of Narnia, it's like the Ice Queen.
I respect that reference, and yes, I know what you're saying. That was good. Deep freeze for sure all across the country has kept so much of that snow on the ground and then produced more, and that's why the country's in this huge swath of snow. And looking at a map here, an early projection for next week, and you can see this on our app, a lot of that'll go away. Not here, but elsewhere. All right, Carrie, are you ready for a little... Oh, I want to quickly say this. It is about 6:40 right now. No more commercials for the next hour on K92.3. How cool is that?
Wow.
I think that's awesome. All right, let's do this. It's time for Carrie's Corner.
Intelligence aptitude. Where's my thesaurus? Percipience. This is Carrie's Corner on Marks in the Morning.
All right, every day in the month of February, Carrie Mack educates us with a new word of the day, and I do my best to try and translate it into what I would call normal English.
No, you don't.
Well, you know what? I was listening to our podcast the other day. I skipped ahead a little bit, and I and James, when he was here early one of the days, we haven't gotten a single word right this week.
Yeah.
He did okay on one, but I haven't had any luck. So what's today's word? I'm going to reverse course here.
This one I think is really fun, and you might be using it all weekend.
Okay.
Bumfuzzle.
Oh, when you said bum, I thought we were going somewhere else, and I almost turned your mic off, especially when that came out of your mouth. Can I take a stab at spelling bumfuzzle?
Yeah.
I assume it's B-U-M. There's no G-H thing going on in there, right? Or is it B-U-M?
No, there's a Q.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding. Yes, there's a bum.
Okay. F-U-Z-Z-L-E.
Excuse me. Yeah.
Bumfuzzle. Okay. Can you use it in a sentence, please?
Yes, I can. Johnny was bumfuzzled after watching the latest episode of The Bachelor. He had no clue what was going on.
I would say bumfuzzled is confused. It's, but maybe you just have no clue. Clueless, confused. Are we close?
Exactly. It means
Yeah.
confused and perplexed.
I would be bumfuzzled. What is going on with The Bachelor? Did they just kick the guy off the show? The Bachelor himself, like the main guy?
Chris Harrison, you mean?
Yeah, sure.
There was some drama going on. I think he's taking a little bit of a sabbatical right now, which is like a nice way of saying, just go in the corner for a few minutes.
Is he bumfuzzled?
He's very bumfuzzled.
Okay.
But I'm still mad that you haven't watched The Bachelor.
I know.
You promised me. I watched
I know.
Cobra Kai.
You did, and you gave up on it.
I watched 2 episodes because that's what we agreed upon.
I will not promise anything more.
Johnny, I've given you the world. I've given you Cobra Kai.
I know. I will get to. I'm bumfuzzled by The Bachelor. I will get to it. Wouldn't it just be easier if? What's the next one? The Bachelorette.
Bachelorette.
Wouldn't it be just easier if I started on the ground floor when that starts up in whatever?
Yeah,
September, whatever.
but you also promised you would watch The Bachelor.
Okay. I'll get on it. I'll watch it on Hulu.
Thank you.
This weekend, my mom's coming to visit.
Watch it with her.
No, she won't touch that show. But I will watch it maybe Monday when Hannah's back at work. How's that?
Okay.
And I'll be bumfuzzled. Bumfuzzled. It's Marks. I'm Johnny Marks. This is Carrie Mack. And a lot of people carry this weekend, probably even as early as today. Going to be hitting the bars. There's a reason why I'm playing this wacky, silly music. It's because the next time you go to the bar, there may be fewer options when it comes time to use the bathroom. Now, what is going on with this bill moving through the state of Iowa? I don't know if it's at the House or what point it's at, but what is this one bathroom bill all about?
So it officially passed through a subcommittee, and that's political speak for it's gotten some approval. But what the bill is basically saying is that people and restaurants and bars, anyone who has a liquor license, will be required to only have one bathroom, because right now there's a requirement to have a ladies' and a men's room.
So the law would allow you, as a bar owner, to have a unisex bathroom with one stall, or does it have to have more? Because how can you have two people? You can't have men and women together in the bathroom. I'm picturing it locks, it closes, one at a time.
I'm picturing, they didn't go into too much detail about this. What I'm picturing is, when you go to a gas station and there's the one bathroom and it's just, you open the door and there's the toilet and the sink.
Yeah.
That's what I'm picturing a lot of places. Yeah. So this bill, officials are saying, was put into motion to help businesses that were really struggling in the midst of COVID, because a lot of smaller places were kind of overshadowed in the midst of the pandemic.
I'm curious how that would help them, though. One bathroom?
Because they would be allowed to open and operate as a bar or a restaurant with a liquor license.
Oh, I see. So you could start a new business.
Yes, you can start a new business, and you only need one John.
My home has 2 toilets in it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's too much to ask to have at least 2 bathrooms, 2 places to go to the bathroom. Mm-hmm. This is worse than the time I dropped my watch in the toilet, by the way.
Oh, geez Louise. But also,
I had a crappy time. Okay. Sorry, I had to get that in there.
Oh my God. No, it's fine. I love that. But isn't it the worst when you go to a bathroom at a place and it's just so stanky and ranky?
You're talking about every men's bathroom in existence. Yes, it's terrible.
Women's bathrooms also aren't the best most of the time.
Really?
They sometimes have a more pungent smell.
Oh, my. Oh, my. Where are we going at 7:08 in the morning? Oh, my.
No, but I mean, everyone is dirty. Everyone's gross. So if you just combine the two stanks and ranks, it's just going to get even stankier and more rankier.
This sounds like a public service announcement to young kids to never drink. You know what? Never drink. You won't have to deal with this.
And everything gets so much worse when you drink, too. Like, everything just, oh my gosh, I can't imagine it.
There's some bars in the Cedar Valley that I've been to non-COVID times that have really good bathrooms. I'll give a couple of them a shout out. The bathroom at Single Speed, the Waterloo one. The Cedar Falls one is pretty small. It's a small place. The bathroom's fine, but it's a small place. But the Waterloo one is really nice. It's always clean, and it's very large. When you've had a beer or two, sometimes you don't have time to wait for somebody else, especially if there's somebody else's waiting for that first somebody else to get out. That's bad news. You're going to end up with very smelly and stinky public areas if you prohibit bathroom usage.
You're very right. And also, one of the perks of having multiple bathrooms is you can close one of them down so that you can clean it up and do all that stuff and still be able to use the other one.
Yeah. Boy, we're going to get a lot of Genius Awards in the future for people that didn't make it because of one bathroom.
Oh, my gosh.
I hope this doesn't pass. Unless I'm missing something.
Well, something's going to pass.
All right. Oh, we could make toilet jokes all day. That's not what we do on this show, except for my watch one. That was good.
That was a very
good one. It's Marks in the Morning. Genius Awards coming up in about 4 minutes. Scotty McCreery in between 7:17. Today's fictitious national holiday is National Tug of War Day. National Tug of War Day, which will be followed tomorrow by National Orthopedic Awareness Day. Thank you very much. Also, today, there's some new science coming out about dinosaurs and extinction. Have you heard about this at all?
All I know is that extinction means that they're no longer here.
It's very, very observant. A new study finds that dinosaurs may have become extinct due to a huge comet that struck the planet and wiped them out. That's interesting because I have my theories on why the dinosaurs went extinct. I have two theories. You want to hear them?
You're going to tell me because you're in charge of the microphones.
That's true. I can just turn you off if I needed to. Something called the TikTok Tar Pit Challenge. That's my number one theory as to why the dinosaurs went extinct.
Like TikTok, like in the app? Like doing the dance that we did, which you can find on social media on Facebook.
That's right. See? And number two, COVID-1. Which was started by a pterodactyl at a wet market in China. That's my other theory. Those are my two theories for why the dinosaurs went extinct. Forget the comet nonsense. All right, it's time for the Genius Awards. This is where you nominate yourself or somebody else. Please, by all means, feel free to nominate somebody else for a Genius Award. What is a Genius Award? We all do silly, stupid, sometimes downright dumb things. And we should be recognized as such accordingly. And we do so here on the show. Carrie Mack, you have one this morning, right?
I do. I don't know who it officially would go to, but I think it would be for my dad.
Okay.
So he recently gave me access to the security cameras in our home.
Now, when you say security cameras in your home,
yes.
This isn't a Ring doorbell on the outside of the house.
No, it's on the inside.
Can I ask?
Why? I don't know.
Yeah, why do you have those? Or why does he have those? His idea.
I know back home there was like a string of robberies going on, and I think he meant to put one out on the front deck and one out on the back deck. But I think he left one inside, and I know he's left one downstairs, and it's still charging because like all I see is a laundry basket.
Oh my!
But I was like. I was at home and I was just like playing around with it, and I was able to talk to my family through the phone, through the camera.
To clarify, you say you're at home. You were here in the Cedar Valley,
yes,
where you're living now, looking into the security cameras from back home in Pennsylvania,
yes,
Scranton, Pennsylvania, and you saw your family, and they have a microphone on the camera. You can see and hear them.
I can hear them. I can see them. I can talk to them, which is wild.
That's so bizarre. That would make so much more sense outside the house. So if somebody was walking up to the house, you know, especially if they were a nefarious individual, rather than, even though you catch them on camera, rather than even going through with a crime like breaking and entering, you could scream at them and then spook them off. But instead, the camera's inside the house.
Yeah.
Almost like a weird FaceTime thing or
That's what it feels like.
Yeah.
I was FaceTiming my cats, technically, then.
Well, if the camera's on the ground, yeah, the cats probably are like, ooh, what is this? It's right at eye level. Cats like to look into stuff like that. Could they hear you talking to them?
They did, and my one cat, Merlot, started slapping the camera, which was really funny. And my sister was like, no, Merlot, stop it. And I was like, this is fun. I like being wobbled.
I don't know what I love more, the fact the cat was attacking you in camera form or the fact your cat's name is Merlot. I think they're both right up there for fantastic. Okay, my Genius Award today goes to, it doesn't go to me, it goes to somebody in this building, but I don't want to say who. It's not you. It's nobody on this show. A couple of days ago, I was taking a corner. Carrie, you can relate. Our corners here are very sharp. So our building, if you've never been we're in the Blacks building in downtown Waterloo. The Blacks building is a big square. But inside is also a big square. Our office is a big square.
And you're a big square.
I am kind of a square. But I took the corner coming back from an area where the bathrooms, you go down a hallway and then the hallway meets the studios. And I took the corner and one of the other individuals was taking the corner at the same time to go towards the restroom as I'm coming from the other side or the other direction. We meet and he or she gives an audible, ah! And they had in their hands, it was empty luckily, but they had a cup. They'd been drinking water, just one of the, coffee cups we have here. And it went flying in the air. Again, it was empty, thank goodness. And it looked like something out of a cartoon. We're like, you know who it is. You could just
I
picture.
know who it is, and I feel so bad.
And this person and I were both wearing masks, so, you can only see eyes. And boy, those eyes, they were petrified.
Oh my goodness. Also, we always are running in the same place at the same time every day. I feel like I've started to pick up on when you're going to come towards me and when I'm going to come towards you.
Yes, and I can tell footsteps from when I sit in my office. I always know who's coming towards me. I told you the other day, I knew it was you, Carrie, because you have a certain shuffle. I can hear.
It's a long curve fluff. It's like.
It's a little plodding, but it's not. I mean, it's okay.
You can hear me waddling down with
I
my
didn't
keys.
say waddling. It's just you move a little slower when you're coming down the hall.
Excuse me.
I'm going to stop talking. You're going to get me in trouble. But this individual, obviously, we didn't hear each other. And it's as much on me as him. But the coffee going in the air, it's empty, or the water, I guess, cup going in the air, and the look in their eyes was priceless. Like, it's tattooed in my brain.
How high did the cup go?
Oh, it must have nearly hit the ceiling.
Really? He
Yeah.
was that surprised. Or she.
Yes, they were that surprised. It was like the Howard Dean sound effect that we always play here on the show. It sounded like it was just like this. Yeah.
But no rim shot. No rim shot.
No rim shot. Nope. All right, we've got time for a Genius Award here from you. This one came from Mark. He left it on the K92.3 app a day or so ago.
So I'm a delivery driver, and we have to wear masks at every stop. Well, I handed my phone to go have the customer sign, and there was a piece of lint or something on it, and I went to go blow it off my phone, forgetting I had a mask on right in front of the customer.
Uh-oh.
It was an awkward 10 seconds of me just looking at my phone, realizing what I did, and her just halfway having her hand out like he just did that.
It's funny.
Oh my gosh. Has that happened to you though?
I haven't had anything like that where you forget you're wearing a mask.
Yeah, it happens to me all the time. I shove my cup. The cup I have. I have the cup and it has a straw. I shove it into the mask and it's almost ripped a few times.
I'm sure, because that's a strong straw. That's not like a cheap plastic straw. That's one of those designed to last and go through the dishwasher.
Yeah, it's an Arnold Schwarzenegger straw.
Yes. I should nominate you for a Genius Award. The other day, Carrie and I are sitting there chatting. She's in her office. I'm at the threshold. And she's just chewing her gum. And then later... Which is fine. I don't care if I chew gum. I don't chew gum, but I have Tic Tacs. I have a Tic Tac obsession. I bought a big package of them the grocery store would get, where it's 15 or 20 packs. But I have no problem with you chewing gum, but you were just going to town, and later you go, oh my God, I'm not wearing a mask. You could see all that. I could see all that.
Because I was chewing gum like those 16-year-olds do in those early 2000 movies,
like the movie Clueless. Yes.
Yeah, like Clueless. I was cluelessing it, and I was clueless to the fact that I didn't have a mask on, and you could see me chewing like a cow with cud.
Very descriptive. Now everybody knows they could feel like they were there.
Yes.
We did get one more Genius Award nomination from Meredith, who sent this in on the K92.3 app. She said, earlier this week, I couldn't get my door open. My car was frozen. So...
No.
So I poured my hot coffee on the car, which immediately froze. Not only was I locked out of my car, I had no coffee. Yeah.
Meredith, did you pass 5th grade science?
I'm just picturing her. Like she came out of sidecar, nice hot cup of coffee. Or maybe she went through the drive-through. Like JP the other day got stuck inside his car. Remember?
Yeah, that was funny.
It was his Genius Award from a couple weeks ago. He went and got a car wash. And the car immediately froze when he left the Quick Star, as it would, and he got stuck in the car. I don't know. Maybe she didn't have, but she's probably coming out. Maybe she made the coffee at home. And I can just picture her looking at the car going, I got this hot coffee pour. And of course, it's going to freeze immediately.
Oh, no. What a time. Meredith, I know you tried, but honey.
Love you for your honesty, Meredith. It's Marks in the Morning. We'll be back in just a couple minutes here on the show. We got a lot of good stuff, news and weather coming up. And we don't have Gender Bender this week, but I'll tell you who's back next week. And a great sponsor of ours coming back next week on Gender Bender. We'll get to that coming up in just a few minutes. Dad Joke 101 just after 8 o'clock. That's on the horizon. All right, it's Marks in the Morning. I got a bone to pick with maybe you, Carrie Mack. I got a question for you before I get to that, though, and that is the laughing tears of joy emoji. Do you feel that it's passé, that it's time for it to go away? The most popular emoji for years and years now.
Oh, no. My sister is younger, and she reminds me constantly that I should not be using it.
Why?
Because it's ugly. It's an ugly emoji.
All emojis are ugly. Little yellow creatures with... Yeah, what? Okay. Well, why is that one ugly?
I don't know. It's because a lot of millennials have been using it.
Hey, there it is. I knew that it was coming. Laughing tears of joy emoji has been dubbed as passé by Gen Zers. Mm-hmm. And they are specific. I don't know what's going on with the Gen Z crowd. They've been calling out millennials left and right. First and foremost, it was skinny jeans and the way we dress. Now, I say we because I'm technically in the millennial demographic. Now, it's the laughing tears of joy emoji. For those who don't know, it's the emoji where there's a tear coming out of each eye. It's got the big smile.
And the eyes are closed.
And the eyes aren't open, right. And and I will admit, it's used too much. I have used it quite a bit, too. It's sort of like the emoji version of LOL.
Yes.
So, I'm sorry, go on. Why is your sister condemning the emoji?
She just thinks it's an ugly emoji.
What would she replace it with?
So instead of doing that, her and I do the one where it's the laughing emoji, but they're rolling.
So that's not ugly? The thing is tipped over.
Yeah, it's tipped over.
Yeah, I know that one.
I think that's cute. But when it's straight on, no thank you. That's the one I send that to you all the time. Haven't you noticed?
The tipped over one?
The tipped over, because I'm rolling over laughing at whatever you say.
ROFL, rolling on the floor laughing.
Raffle.
Is that what it is? Raffle. Okay. Well, I don't use it much, but I've got a very quick, kind of quirky story about the laughing tears of joy emoji. I love my mom to death. My mom has a nice enough iPhone. She's got all the emojis. She uses them quite a bit. Sadly, last summer, my grandpa was very ill, and before he passed away, she informed me via text that he was not doing well. And my mom doesn't quite understand emojis. She said, your grandfather is very sick, laughing tears of joy.
Oh, no.
Because she thought it was a crying emoji, which there is a crying emoji. It's the one where the lines are straight down, the little blue tear lines.
And he's not happy.
And he looks very depressed. So I got the message. I think I was sitting on the couch or the recliner with my wife, and I showed her the text, and I said, Hannah, do you think that my mom's kidding? She would never kid about that. She used to visit him every day when he was in the nursing home. Every single day. She'd come when she was still working. She'd come right after work. When she retired, she was there 2 times a day, right up through the start of COVID. And Hannah said, oh, no, she just doesn't know what that emoji is. So that was not the time to tell your mother, you're using the wrong emoji. Fast forward, sadly, he passed away. And every time my mom had something negative to say or depressing to say, she kept using the laughing tears of joy emoji. Finally, the last time she came to visit, like 2 months ago, she's supposed to be coming this weekend. A couple months ago, she came to visit. I finally had to say, that emoji means joy. It's happiness. And I started to try to use it during positive things. And now it's been canceled. So just as my mom figures it out.
It's not canceled. It's just, it shows people's age if they use it a lot, I feel like.
Then one step up from that is not knowing what it is.
Yes, exactly. Oh my gosh, that makes me feel so sad. Have you ever, my mom would do LOL at the very beginning of LOLing, but as lots of love.
Oh, no, she didn't know.
Yeah, she was like, "Oh, I hope you're having a good day, LOL."
That's so cute. Well, at least it was along the same lines.
Yes.
Unless she were to say, you're my favorite daughter. I'm crazy about you, LOL. Then you'd be like, oh, what does she mean?
It was OLL. Or, yeah, I don't know.
Speaking of emojis, if you're an emoji fan, Apple is changing the syringe emoji to a COVID vaccine emoji.
What's the difference?
Well, the current Apple emoji shows blood, or what appears to be a red substance, inside of the needle with 2 blood droplets coming out.
Ketchup.
Yes, let's assume so. In their new update due out this spring, Apple will instead have a syringe filled with a clear liquid that looks like the Pfizer vaccine and no droplets coming out of the syringe.
Why? How can you tell if it's COVID or not?
Well, people are just assuming because the syringes use, the emoji usage of the syringe and the little yellow guy with the mask have gone through the roof.
I can imagine.
Here's what the new one will look like. You see it in the middle there?
Oh, yeah. I think that's cute. The other one looks too ominous. It's like Nurse Ratched or something.
Yeah, it's gross, too.
Yeah, like imagine someone giving you a needle with like a bunch of blood in it. Like, here you go, sonny boy.
No, thank you. So, Apple updating the COVID emoji. No word on whether the laughing tears of joy emoji will go away.
What's your favorite emoji?
I like the little moon face guy.
Yeah.
Have you seen me use that one?
Yeah,
I don't know
you
what
have.
it means, but he shows up all the time in my posts. I don't know what it is. It's like the yellow man in the moon guy.
Oh, I love him. I love him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll look at my other most used emoji. I have the cowboy hat, the little dude with the cowboy hat. He makes a lot of appearances. Let's see. I don't know how to describe it. It's the one where he's smiling, but a tear is coming out of his eye.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what he is, but he gets used a lot. And then I have the one with the red face and the expletive marker over his mouth.
I think that's very fitting.
It's a good one, too.
Yeah.
What's yours?
My favorite one is the where their teeth are open and they're like, uh-oh.
Oh, yeah. I like that one, too.
That's my favorite.
I like that one, too. That one's getting a lot of use where he's super cold, though. They have the variation where he's like icicles coming out of his face. That one, I've seen that one getting used a lot.
Both of them are in my top 10 right now. Yes.
Good choices. Hannah likes the one where, I don't know how to describe it, but he's got, the eyes are just lines and then his mouth is a line. Like he's angry.
He's like,
Low-key mad, yeah.
I can hear him saying,
Sure, okay. There you go. It's Marks in the Morning. Here is some good news for you. Next week, or starting Monday at this time, we'll be playing Gender Bender for Mud and Honey and Mud and Honey gift card. Back on Monday, Gender Bender, the guy, the women are winning 16-14 in 2021. So, guys, got some catching up to do coming up here starting next week on Marks in the Morning. We'll be back in just a little bit with Nashville News. Got Nashville News on the way, Dad Jokes 101, and so much more. It's Marks in the Morning. Happy Friday. Reach out to us anytime. Tap the message button on your K92.3 app.
With today's dad joke.
Now, with JP gone, and thank you, Jalen, that means that I will fill in as the dad. Why? Because of the 3 stooges here in the studio, I'm the only one who has 3 cats. Carrie has partial custody of 2 cats.
in Pennsylvania right now. We're really trying to work something out.
Skyscraper, do you have any animals, any pets in your house?
No, we do. Actually, we do have a bearded dragon. My roommate does.
Oh, wow.
Whoa.
Really? I didn't expect that. Still, technically, it's your roommates, right?
Yeah.
All right. By the way, I want to share a dad joke that came to us from Dad Joke Dave, who frequently messages in on the K92.3 app. You'll appreciate this one, Carrie, as a fan of Cardi B, the rapper. Did you hear Cardi B has a sister that's a fitness coach?
No, I didn't.
Oh, they call her Cardi O. Okay, so the point of the game.
I just love after the fact when you see us not laughing.
Well,
that's what I think.
His joke. The point of the game is you'll each give me a dad joke, and whoever gets to 2 points first wins. I will critique at the end whose joke was better. But you won. I won last week, so that means Skyscraper, you're going to kick us off today. Let's hear dad joke number 1.
All right. So, Johnny, do you know what the least spoken language in the world is?
The least spoken, what would that be?
Sign language.
Oh, sign language. I love it. That was really good. That's going to be a tough one, Carrie. Skyscraper bringing the heat right off the bat.
Yeah, he did. Johnny, do you know how to get a country girl's attention?
How do you get a country girl's attention?
A tractor.
Oh, that was good, too. Oh my goodness, this is fun. I'm sorry, Skyscraper, but Carrie brought the heat right back at you. She definitely pulled out the A material. We've got a 1-0 Carrie Mack lead, so you'll go first here in round 2. Carrie, let's hear it.
So, Johnny, I like to respect our police officers.
Yes.
They are truly our finest. But what do you call it? Where'd it go? No way.
Oh, that was a
Okay, no. What did the police officer say to his belly button?
I don't know.
You're under a vest.
All right. You know what would have made that joke funnier?
If I actually
If you
delivered it
told
right.
Right, yes. I had to wait, and then when the waiting was done, the joke just didn't reach the level of enjoyability that I was hoping it would have after it went on so long.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. All right, Aaron, you don't have to try very hard this time. What you got?
All right. So, a weasel walks into a bar, and the bartender says, "Wow, I've never served a weasel before. What can I get you?" "Pop," goes the weasel.
All right, I love it. And it's pop, because in the Midwest we say pop. Easy point for intern Aaron, a.k.a. Skyscraper. It is tied up. It all comes down to joke number 3. Let's hear it. Aaron, you go first.
Okay. So I got my best friend a new fridge for her birthday.
Oh, yeah?
I can't wait to see her face light up when she opens it.
Oh, that's good. All right. All right, Carrie. Good luck. This is going to be tough.
Yeah,
I believe in you.
It is tough. But Aaron, I actually live very close to Main Street, so I see all the bars. And one night I saw 2 guys walk into a bar, and the third guy ducked. Get it? Get it? Because he walked into a bar?
Oh, man, that's tough. That's tough. I
because
like
it was so
setup.
bad.
Your setup was good. You executed nicely. You talked to Aaron, who's the taller, so your setup was good.
Thank you.
But Aaron's joke was better. I'm sorry, Carrie Mack. I got to give it to Aaron. I got to give it to He made my face light up with his fridge joke. I can relate. I don't know why it had to be a new fridge. I don't know why you'd get a friend a fridge. That seems like an overly generous gift. Like, I don't even think my parents would buy me a fridge. God forbid ours broke down, but I liked it. I liked the idea that you went and gave your friend a fridge. On that, it was almost funnier than the joke. All right, thank you guys. That's Dad Joke 101. JP will be back, I believe, next week. Well, if he's not, then we're going to have another special guest to reclaim the Dad Joke 101 throne. It's Marks in the Morning. And some good news for you. I got some great music for you coming up here. Luke Combs in just a second, and also music from Eric Church. We'll look at news and weather as well on Marks in the Morning. Let's do some Luke Combs, shall we? By the way, got a big story about Luke Combs on the K92.3 app. He was part of everybody's guilty of doing something dumb, probably not to the level of a maintenance worker in our neighboring state of Nebraska. In fact, in Omaha. It's Marks in the Morning. There's some dumb work stories coming up, but I got to share this one with you. Maintenance worker trying to work on some frozen pipes. What could possibly go wrong? Marks in the Morning. Just don't make a mistake to the level that this guy did in Omaha. I'm going to tell you this story in just a sec. Carrie, you got one for us, too? I know anybody in radio has got a good one. Even if this is your first, big-time job, you've interned at quite a few places, so I know you probably got one or two.
Yeah, I did. I was working as a promotions intern up in Syracuse, and everyone is super nice. I will always say that, and they're very kind to give me a shot to do some cool stuff.
All your fingers are crossed.
Yeah, all my fingers.
Oh,
No, I don't wish anyone ill will. But I was working an event. It was for the alternative station, so I had no clue who anyone was. And it was like my second or third outing. And I was setting up the table, the promotions table, and this woman comes up to me. And the spiel is you're supposed to get them to sign up for a contest or to give them some promotional items. And I was like, "Hi, how are you? Would you like to sign up for our contest?" And she was like, "No." And I said, "Okay. Would you like some of our gear? We have some really cool swag." And she was like, "No." I was like, "Is there anything I can do to help you?" In that kind of condescending tone where my voice goes up like a smidge. Like,
yeah.
"Can I help you with anything then?"
Yeah, what do you want? Why are you here?
And we had a bunch of photos and stuff of the logo and of the morning show crew. So she picked up the photo and pointed to the woman in the photo, and it was her. I was talking and trying to convince the woman who was on the morning show to sign up for a contest for the morning show.
Now, when I hear that, I think that she was in the wrong to be so rude to you, but maybe I'm misinterpreting her inflection. Like, she's saying no. The way you said it makes me think that she was being rude. Like, no, I don't want that. To which I would be like, well, why are you here? What do you want?
That's what I was thinking, but I knew she was joking about it because afterwards we just had a big laugh about it. But her delivery was very straightforward, and I almost peed my pants.
Well, yeah, as you might imagine. You must not have been familiar with this morning show on this particular station.
No, because I had worked with the pop morning show before, but I never worked or even met the alternative people.
Yeah, that's because most of them sleep till noon and live at home.
Oh, Johnny.
I loved alternative music as a kid, so I'm making fun of myself. Oh, God, I have so many radio ones. Let me share this one first with you from Omaha, Nebraska. A maintenance worker. Oh, man. Part of my heart goes out to him in a way, but he's also an idiot. He was dealing with some calls. This is an apartment complex in Omaha. People were complaining that they weren't getting water. Their pipes had frozen. And much like our temperatures here in Iowa, northeast Iowa, the temperatures in Omaha have been very, very cold. Brutal, in fact. The maintenance worker, trying to investigate the frozen pipe situation, grabbed his propane torch.
Oh, no.
And tried using it on the frozen pipes. Well, it worked. But it worked because the pipes caught fire. I'm sure that unfroze them. He says, this is a quote, "I turned my back for a minute. I came back." Why did he leave the room? Anyways, I came back and it was a blazing fire. You think? Police and fire were called. The firefighters, as they do, put the fire out. Nobody was hurt. But the fire, which started in the basement, rolls all the way up through the walls of what is a mansion-turned-apartment complex. So this is already a very old building. And destroyed at least 2 units to the point where they were unlivable due to smoke damage. The building is not a loss, and it's fixable, but it's going to be very difficult. And there's tons of water damage. So, in other words, this Goomba lit a propane, like one of those little... Hannah has a little propane torch at home that you use if you're making like creme brulee to fire the top. She's used it quite a few times in the summer on cheese, just melt it a little bit.
She did it on the shish kebabs I had at your place.
Yes, she did. She finished it with the propane torch. But can you imagine? I don't know what this guy was using. I'm sure it was a lot larger, but... there was a story, too, and I don't have it pulled up. I've got a guy in New Jersey that he wanted to get the snow off his yard, so he jumped a bunch of gas and lit it on fire. And of course,
oh, my gosh.
Half an hour later, the fire department shows up and goes, and puts out the fire.
Oh, my goodness.
But this guy displaced a couple of people working there because he took a propane torch to a pipe. I just don't...
Use a hairdryer. That's what I always had to use growing up when we had frozen pipes. Use the hairdryer. Leave it there for a minute. Don't walk away for too long.
You know what else works really well? Antifreeze. Just put that right in the pipes.
Hot sauce, right?
Yeah, hot sauce. There you go.
Oh my goodness, that's my my blunder was embarrassing. That blunder is devastating.
Yeah, it is. And luckily, like I said, nobody was killed. But he's gone viral for his interesting approach to unfreezing water pipes. What's something you've done at work that was super stupid? I'm trying to think of a story that I want to share.
That's PG.
Well, yeah. I'm going to share one with you. I've done a lot of stupid stuff, and I want to share one with you that got a coworker in trouble. And there's a weird story. I was doing radio. I'm not going to say where. I don't even want anybody to feel bad. I wouldn't want people telling stories about me. So I was doing radio in another city, another state, not in Iowa, not even a border state of Iowa. That's as far as I'll go. And we were helping out. I was either part-time at the time. I was never an intern at this station, this company, but there were about 8 stations in the building, 6, 7, 8, I don't know how many, some large number. And I went to another event with the rock station. I was still early in my career and couldn't say no. So I was like, I don't really care about this station, but I'll go. I was on a different one. At one point in the night, one of the 2 morning guys was missing from this bar gig. It was like a bar event, promotion, live broadcast. He was gone. Nobody knew where he was. And I wasn't looking for him, but I went into the restroom, and there he was, passed out on the floor of a public restroom.
Oh, my goodness.
Mouth open. He's a bigger guy. Just sprawled out.
I love the sound effects. Okay.
Like
Is that the noise his mouth made?
spit shine.
Oh, my gosh.
What makes things worse is he was also running for like school board or something, some small but important election.
Oh, no.
And he was already in hot water for talking about it on the radio. It's not, if I were running for mayor, which would never happen, I can't legally come on the radio every day and talk about it. That's against the law. You can't do that. It's not. You have to provide equal time. So Mayor Hart, obviously, he's not up for election. But if he were, and I were running against him, and I was just sitting here talking about myself, we'd have to allow him the same amount of time. So he was already under the gun for that. Well, that was it. He never worked there again.
Wow.
I was like, I don't think we're going to see him anymore.
Oh, no.
Anyways, meet me sometime at a live event, and I'll tell you all the stories, all the good ones you can't do on the radio. All right, we got to move on. But Carrie Mack, let's. Do we have this on Facebook?
Yes, it's on Facebook right now. Tell us your worst work blunder.
Yeah, we want to hear about it. Normally, it's not something to celebrate, but if it's been in the rearview mirror for a long time, let's have some fun with it. Share your story. News and weather coming up on the show. Luke Bryan's on the way as well, and Jake Owen. Hang on. We're talking about erecting a statue a little bit earlier. We didn't really get into this, though. If you were to have a statue of yourself put up, how would you want to be portrayed? Like, would you want any feature accentuated? Would you want anything changed?
Accentuated.
Yeah, I'd definitely pose nude.
JP, come on now.
Shooting a bow and arrow with wings.
We'd have so many. We'd have all the schools as they come by, and like, okay, here's the great James Patrick, radio legend. Why is he naked? We don't know.
He was allergic to clothing.
Yeah, apparently.
God, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, too. I'm sorry I asked.
I'm sorry, you'd have to see it.
I assumed you would want hair.
Oh, I didn't, yeah. Wouldn't you want some, I don't know, wings maybe?
Yeah, wings coming out of my shoulder blades.
Give them wings. I'd want chicken wings. I'd want my statue to be holding a big thing of chicken wings.
Ooh, I could be nude, slathered in like barbecue sauce. I'm just posing terrible images in your mind.
I've just been handed a note that says we now have no listeners. We've actually gone into the negatives. Somehow we now owe the radio world 5 listeners.
You shouldn't have turned on my mic.
I know, I had it off earlier. I shouldn't have cut my wife off to start the segment. That was the big mistake. I jinxed myself. Carrie, how about you? Would you want one of your fashion hats on there?
Maybe I would be holding a glass of wine.
Maybe you could be holding a cloth in front of JP. Just have your statue with, like a sensor bar.
Or I'm the person in front who's like, no, don't look this way.
Tell your kids to look the other way.
I'm like the parental advisory warning.
I'd want a water feature on mine. I'd want to be in the middle of a fountain.
Good idea.
Because I've always I know where your brain goes. You're still on his. Get off of his for a second.
People could throw coins
That's what
towards
I'm saying.
you. Yes.
I've got a coin collection at home, and I think it'd be great if for the eternity, people are pitching coins at me.
Hit the marks to win a wish.
There you go. And I'd be fully clothed. Thank you very much. Maybe a Speedo just to make you uncomfortable.
They could collect all those coins to buy something to put over my statue.
Like a parka.
Clothe JP. Fund the Clothe JP effort. It's Marks in the Morning on K92.3. Marks in the Morning on the mighty K92.3 905. Spring is less than 30 days away. Now, that's calendar spring. We'll see what Iowa spring really is like. But we're about 30 days. We're about a month away. But that also means lots more snow. Now, JP, I think you actually wrote this. We're nearing some records, or am I way off here?
We are close. February has been rough-ish, but we're still a good... I can't remember now. I wrote it early this morning. It's like 20 inches away. But think about, I know you were here 2 years ago when we had the biggest snow ever. I think it was 60 inches in a season.
Oh, we did.
And that year in March and April, we were just buried. So, I mean, even though spring is just a few weeks away, you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah. Talking records, you were talking about snowfall totals. Now, Waterloo has seen a little less snow this season, but Olwine has 29 inches of snow since the 1st of October. The record for Olwine is 77.3 inches.
That's crazy.
And that was in the 60s, early 60s. New Hampton has 28.5 inches of snow, nearly a foot below average. How crazy is it to think that some... And I'll tell you, I was just up in Kelmer a couple of days ago. You hit a certain point. Maybe it's north of Denver, but you hit a certain point, and there's a lot less snow. You think of the northern part of the state of Iowa as more snowy, just north in general.
And it's interesting in the spring. It's the complete opposite. It'll be more melting down here, but if you drive north, like where your wife is from, you start to see a whole lot more snow.
You do, yeah. It feels like we're backwards. And with changing leaves too, it kind of hits the north and it moves down. There'll be a period of time where, I don't know about Old Wine, that's still pretty close by, but let's just say you went up to Decorah. They would have leaves changing colors a good 5-6 days before we would, if not more.
See, now Carrie's never experienced an Iowa autumn. Now, what's it like? Did you have a lot of leafers in Pennsylvania?
A lot of leafers. Don't stop believing. No, New York and Pennsylvania are absolutely beautiful in the autumn. It's just, oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
You're gushing over this.
I'm gushing over it. It just turns like the most brilliant shade of red, which is so cool. And all the leaves fall at the exact same time. So there's so many leaves on the ground.
You must have a lot of oak trees. Don't oaks turn reddish, brown?
Yeah, I think that's what we have a lot. We have a lot of those.
Well, we have a bur oak. So come on.
A city and a tree.
Yeah, that's right. Did you have, was this a thing? And maybe it's not for everybody here in Iowa, but I perceive it to be where your family would go just to look at leaves. You knew of an area where they would be particularly beautiful, like maybe Bluffs or something.
She's looking at you like you're crazy, but I know. I
leaf
do that
watching?
Yes. You don't watch them fall. You go to look at the different colors.
Exactly. We got a front yard. We can watch them fall from
See,
there.
we're older. You're still in your early 20s, so I don't think this is exciting to you yet.
Yeah,
I'm surprised.
I never got in the horse and buggy and had to go down to watch the leaves change colors. No, but we would always do fall and autumnal activities so we could go out and see all of the leaves. But we never we're like, hey mom, we're gonna grab a picnic basket and go down and
what is Yogi Bear?
Now she's making fun of us, John.
Hey, Lookout Park in Cedar Falls. Last couple of falls, my wife and I would carve out a day. It's not far from where we live, and it's right over the Cedar River. If you've never been or you can't picture, beautiful for watching leaves change colors. You can go down to the mouth of the river where the people go and I don't know if they kayak there. The current's a little strong, but you can go and sit by the lake or by the river, and that's a really pretty place. And you got the bluffs and everything. The driftless region up around Decorah and northeast Iowa, that'd be really nice in the fall. I assume I haven't been up there since I lived there. But you want to talk about records. Des Moines might break a record. They're a little closer. 52 inches so far. They're only 20 shy of their record of 72, which they set about 100 years ago. So that could happen. 20 inches. When you talk about March and April snow, you tend to get 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 at a time. It only take a couple more snowfalls.
It's funny how the season started out so slow with snow, because last year we didn't get a whole lot at all, and then boom, just get nailed.
Yeah. Yep, we really didn't.
Do you guys remember when they broke the record? Because that must have been when you were 5, like 100 years ago. I had to do it.
Even if you combined my age with Johnny's, it's not even close to that.
No,
many
not
years.
even close.
I'm a radio person. I don't do math. But I'm very excited to see the seasons change because I've only seen this bleak winter so far.
Yeah, I think you'll enjoy things here in the summertime for sure. But fall is a very special time in northeast Iowa. And if you do go leaf hunting, you can start up north. You spend an afternoon, then come back down and see it change here.
Something else you can do in the spring: mushroom hunting.
Oh yeah,
I bet you've never experienced that ever. Have you even heard of mushroom hunting? I don't think she has.
Clearly not.
No, I've seen mushrooms like they would grow in my yard.
Well, not those. You don't want to eat those.
Don't eat those.
Wait, you eat them?
Yes. What do you think mushrooms are? Don't like a pizza, mushrooms on your spaghetti.
Why would you? But I feel like they have to be like processed, or they have to be like not processed.
They grow wild.
Yeah,
and especially in Iowa.
But do you know how many mushrooms can kill you?
I know. You have to be very careful.
You don't eat them all. One of the popular ones is morels. I'm sure you've seen one.
Morels.
A morel. Have you ever found one, JP?
Yeah. We used to get a lot. I grew up, in Walk On, the northeast corner. We find a lot in our woods off our farm.
Hannah found a few on the farm last year. Brought them home. Throw a little oil on them. Throw them on
a lot of butter. Yeah, soak those babies in butter. But you do have to be careful because there's a lot of poisonous mushrooms.
You definitely want to watch it. Otherwise, you might be enjoying your last mushroom. It'll be a no morel. All right, Marks in the Morning rolls on. Coming up here in a little bit, we've got Weird News Rodeo. JP's going to give us a weird news story. Weird News Rodeo on a Friday.
Break out that whip.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Even turn the music down just for your super whip there.
I'll wake you up.
Imagine being woken up by a whip.
By the way, people who think that's a sound effect, oh no, that's me in the studio. And it magically sounds the same every time.
He whips himself.
It's my belt buckle that really gets me. What you got today?
All right. A woman and a couple of family members were staying at a lakeside cabin in Alaska over last weekend. This is on St. Valentine's Day weekend. Imagine that, staying with your brother and his girlfriend. You'd be the third wheel.
Yeah, you would.
So after they had some supper, they made some sausages over an open fire. Again, this is in Alaska. The woman went to use the outhouse. She sat down on the toilet seat and something bit her in the butt.
Was this the sister or the girlfriend?
This was the sister.
Okay,
So
the third wheel.
Yes, the third wheel sat down, something bit her.
Oh.
So she, obviously would scream. Not only is it terribly cold probably this time of the year, but something got her in the rear end. So her brother ran over to see what was going on, and when he lifted the toilet seat, he saw a bear staring back at him. Her wound, thankfully, was not serious, just a little puncture wound, but they didn't leave their cabin until the following morning. When they awoke, they investigated. They found bear tracks leaving the outhouse.
Okay. Do you blame the bear? What do you I mean? She's in the outhouse, so obviously the bear is just sitting there minding his own, and all of a sudden he gets, I'd be mad too.
Is he coming out of the toilet? That's how I'm picturing it, that she sat down and like something bitter.
Well, she was using the toilet where he was hibernating, and apparently she woke him up.
Oh, wow.
That's the best place this bear could find to hibernate for the winter was an outhouse?
He definitely didn't get the pick of the litter there, did he?
How big was this outhouse for a bear to fit in it?
It was a cub.
I don't know.
Well, bear bottom, bear attack. How do you like that?
Officials believe it was a black bear. I would suggest it's the Charmin bear.
There you go. Nice job, Dave. He was ready for that one. I feel too for the brother whose sister is screaming like, I've got to go investigate what's going on the toilet with my sister. Like, just think about that family dynamic. She's already the third wheel.
I'd be thinking, man, were my sausages that bad that I cooked over the fire? Painful.
You must have slept well last night. Good stuff. We'll be back on Marks in the Morning with news and weather. We also got music on the way from Rodney Atkins coming up. It's you this weekend. Enjoy. Be safe. It's Lady A. Oh, Grand Ole Opry. Come calling for them. It's Marks in the Morning on K92.3. We were talking here in the studio, not about beer or champagne, but margaritas. And I was preaching my ideal margarita recipe. It doesn't matter the tequila. I'm not an aficionado, but simple syrup, actual lime juice, and tequila. That's all you need. You can salt the rim of your glass. That's fine, but you don't need anything more than that.
See, what I make at home, it's like a margarita, but I put rum in it. So my name, I call it a rummarita.
A rummarita.
Yeah.
That's funny. I like that.
Yeah, it's exactly like a margarita, but I use flavored rum.
What flavored rum? Like
sometimes coconut. The cheap ones.
Oh, Carrie.
Sounds amazing.
It is. I've been drinking this for years.
I just saw Carrie's head explode.
My hat literally fell off my head. I was so excited.
Now, you can use the name Rummarita if you guys try it, but it's patent pending, just so you know.
Okay, gotcha.
We don't have any flavored rum at home, unfortunately. We just have the Bacardi, the clear stuff. I don't know what else to call it. Bacardi. But we have all the ingredients for margaritas, and my mom is coming this weekend. She loves margaritas. She's supposed to come. She'll probably panic when she hears we're getting 2 inches of snow.
She didn't come the Super Bowl weekend either. Yeah.
No, but that ended up being good because then we did get that.
That was great. My mom didn't come.
It was. She loves Tom Brady. She would have been in her element. Yeah. She kept texting me every time they scored. Anyway, she was last time she came. She was really into my wife's margaritas. That's her recipe that I just regurgitated. But actually, I think it's Real Simple or Good Housekeeping's recipe. But that's the one we've adopted. But man, that sounds good. But your rummaritas sound like they're right up there. So what do you use? Coconut rum. And then do you use lime juice and simple syrup?
I'll use lime juice, no syrup, but I'll use fresh strawberries and fresh pineapples.
Oh my God.
So this way, like I told you guys off the air, it has health benefits as well.
It is.
Fresh fruit.
It's practically a fruit salad.
Yes.
It was what it is.
Oh my God.
All right, I'm going to need you, JP, to take some time off of work this afternoon and go to the either Hy-Vee or I don't know what's the closest here to us. We've got a Hy-Vee not too far. And I'm going to need you to get all those ingredients. I'll give you $20.
And you know what also I thought about doing this weekend?
Yeah.
And it's only like 15, 20 degrees, but it's so much warmer from what we had. I want to grill out. I'm in the mood to grill out this weekend.
We can't get to our grill. It's covered in snow. Our deck is a mess. But you should. You should.
What are you gonna be wearing when you're out there?
I'll be wearing my snow pants and snowsuit, but I want the grill flavoring while I'm drinking a rummarita. It's a summertime feel.
Oh my gosh, are you gonna be wearing one of your tropical shirts with your snow pants?
I might. I'll take a photo if I do.
Oh no.
I would like that. Now, do you have your kids this weekend?
Yes.
Well, then have them their little hands help you out.
I'll make them grill while I drink.
They can have virgin rumaritas, not
Good.
margaritas.
Yeah, they like smoothies.
Yeah, it's essentially a smoothie.
Yeah.
But you just switch it by accident.
I got to make sure I give them the right one.
I think that sounds really good. It's K92.3. Hello. Oh, they must have given up. And my apologies, I did not get to that call very quick. So rummaritas for JP. I'm going to probably have margaritas. Carrie Mack, you're a wine aficionado.
Yes, I am.
Is it a cab weekend, a Cabernet, a Chardonnay, something with an A?
I'm trying to think. I'm having some pizza tonight because it's Friday in Lent.
Oh, that's right. You're not eating the meat.
Yeah, I can't
No
eat
meat.
meat.
You could have wine in a box.
Wine.
That's high class.
That's right. Yeah.
I have a few bottles.
portable.
It's portable. Where am I going? Do I know anyone here?
Carry it around your apartment.
Set
Why
it
would
to
I carry it
set it to
around?
drip and then just lay underneath it.
Like an IV.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, hold that thought one sec, Carrie. I want to make sure I get our calls here. Hi, good morning. Who's this?
I just wanted to let you guys know that a drink with rum in it and fruit is a daiquiri, not a margarita.
No,
Right.
it's a rummarita.
Oh, wait,
I've coined this phrase and I'm sticking to it.
she does have a point, though.
Yeah, you're right.
Awesome.
But rummarita sounds more manly.
Sounds way funner. Sounds way more fun.
It sounds like we need to have a party and celebrate. But you are right.
Right.
That is very close to a daiquiri. Do you have a go-to? Are you a daiquiri fan? Do you have a go-to drink?
I am a margarita fan, and my go-to is a frozen strawberry with sugar on the rim.
That sounds really good.
That's another question. Do you guys like your margaritas frozen or just the ice?
Frozen.
Yeah.
If
Same
we
here.
can at home, I like them frozen.
Yeah.
We usually just have them with the ice. Where are you calling from this morning?
I am going from. I'm coming back from New Hartford into Cedar Falls.
Okay, drive safe. No daiquiris until you get home. But
Right.
totally, man. That's fair game.
Or rummarita, whatever you decide to
Or
have.
margaritas.
Exactly.
Thank you for your call. Have a great
Have a good
weekend.
day.
You too. Thank you. Appreciate it. She's got a point there. And in fairness, once you started adding ingredients, it did sound daiquiri-ish.
Yeah.
Daiquiri doesn't sound, to me, it doesn't sound as delicious. Daiquiri sounds more like a wine cooler name.
Yes, I get you.
That's why I like daiquiris.
Rummarita.
Rummarita does have a nice ring to it. And I'm sure that there's tequila substitutes where you'd go to rum. Rum would be the next logical clear liquor, although you're getting the flavored stuff.
Well,
But-
since I've been busted on that, I'll try just putting beer with pineapple and strawberry. Call it a beerarita. Beerita.
Ooh, I don't know.
Burrito.
A burrito.
No, not a burrito. That's not going to work.
There
is
are
it?
good beer cocktails out there. I don't know if that's the one, there,
Beerita.
JP.
That'd be terrible.
I don't know if that's the one. But there are some good. Well, some IPAs are citrusy. That might lend itself.
Yeah, very piney.
Very a little piney.
Pineapple and an IPA with
There
the
you go.
pine. Oh,
A pinerita.
Are you a fan of the sours?
Sometimes.
Because some of them can be fruity, right?
Yeah.
There are some really good ones out there, but I'm with you. I'm not a huge sours fan. This time of year, I wouldn't touch one, but in the summer, they might be kind of appealing. So we've got rummarita, margarita. We need to get JP a senorita, I think. You can share
Oh, nice tie-in.
share your love of drinks with her. All right, it's Marks in the Morning, and Carrie Mack, we never did get to, I wanted to make sure I got that caller on. We never did get to you. So your pizza this weekend,
Yes.
4 cheese or something, because no, with Lent, you cannot have the meat. And you have said, by the way, no carry out other than weekends. So here we are. You made it to the weekend.
Yeah.
You could have fish pizza. Get some cod on there.
We were talking earlier. Iowa's least favorite food is anchovies, but that's
yeah.
a fish. You can get anchovy pizza.
I will not touch that. Also, Johnny loves anchovies, which
do.
makes me
You
want to
do?
quit.
Oh, ugh.
I don't like them on pizza, but I like them just in a can, like sardines.
Yeah, my brother eats sardines right out of a can.
Attaboy.
I can't watch him do it.
Well, nobody should have to watch you do it.
Yeah.
That's something you enjoy in the privacy of your own home with nobody around with your rummarita. Ooh, that would be a terrible
Oh,
combination.
grind that up in the blender. Oh.
Fisharita.
Do you like cold sardines or warm sardines?
Well, they just come out of the can. They're usually lukewarm. Does that count?
Ugh.
They're in the oil.
Catches them straight live. Ugh.
I just go stick my hand in the pond. Well, you know, sardine's not a fish, right? There's no fish called a sardine. It's a type of, it's the way it's prepared. There are often anchovies in the can of sardines. There is an anchovy, that's an actual fish, but a sardine is not, there's no like fish swimming around.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Sardine,
I thought that was the fish.
I've researched this way too hard. So oftentimes cans of sardines will have an anchovy in them.
That's disgusting however you spin it, Johnny.
We'll stop spinning then. It's Marks in the Morning. We'll be back to wrap things up. Got one more Nashville News Minute on the way. It's Vince Gill is speaking his mind. I'll give you kind of a sneak peek of what he said, but we have the full video up, which is a lot easier from his CBS This Morning appearance, a lot easier to take in, and we'll get into that next. We'll wrap things up. Hang on.